Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and every other beautiful individual and entity. My name is MaximumAustin, and today we're going to do today I'm going to talk about Spider-Man Homecoming. Third, 6 times the charm! So, I saw Spider-Man opening day, and, like the night it came out by myself, even though I don't think it's as good as the Sam Raimi, first two Sam Raimi films, it's still heck of a lot of fun, a lot to talk about. I recommend you should go see it. It's a fun time. I think a lot of people will enjoy it. You don't really have to see any other MCU film to understand what's going on. It's a Spider-Man story. It's pretty cool. Go see Spider-Man Homecoming. So, it's really hard to talk about good movies. Sometimes it is. But, yeah, this film is great. I think the main thing you should take away from this little video and what other people have said about Spider-Man Homecoming is it's safe. It's not really as ambitious as any Spider-Man film before it, but that's fine. I just had a blast with this film. It's fun. It's just fun, just chilling. It's a day. It's really just like a week in the life of your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man when compared like to the Sam Raimi films or the Mark Webb films before it. It just feels like a story and a larger thing, and that's okay. It has such a chill vibe. I like it. That doesn't mean stuff doesn't happen. That doesn't mean stuff of importance doesn't happen. It's just a little bit more laid back, and I think I like that. The film takes place mostly in Queens compared to New York, which I really like that change. You know, get to see more Queens, get to see the diverse peoples and all that fun stuff. You really get a feel that Spider-Man is interacting with these people, and it's fun. Wow, you know, Guardians 2. Oh man, Guardians 2 had stuff to talk about, and Wonder Woman had important stuff to talk about, but Spider-Man is just a fun movie, and that's okay. I'll get to that later, but there's scenes of there's some great jokes in this, and there's some legitimate tense scenes of Spider-Man doing these stunts, and it's really cool. One segment has him crawling up the Washington Monument in Washington D.C., and that's pretty tense. Obviously he's trying to save some classmates that are stuck in a falling elevator inside the Washington Monument, and he has to get up there and all that circumstances. I won't spoil it. It's such a great sequence. And obviously the climax the climax is interesting. You know, obviously being up on the airplane and fighting the Vault villain. It's really fun. It really uses the fact that Spider-Man really doesn't have a safety net in these situations. Like the Washington Monument, if you've been to it, it's like a big piercing structure in the middle of this field, and obviously an airplane being high up in the air. You get what I'm saying. Spider-Man can only web swing when there's tall structures or buildings around. And in these sections, it's with the two examples I just said, there's very little to grab onto, or he could easily die in these situations, which I like. That's what makes them so tense and good and really fun and exciting and fresh, and I dig it. Just cool little things with how he uses his web and stuff. One thing I have to mention, I love the high school Peter goes to. It's very so real. Well, obviously it's a fictional movie, but it feels the most real. This is the most realistic high school I've seen in a Spider-Man movie yet. There's the students look age appropriate, the little interactions and it's about as diverse as a New York school would be, and it feels so real. They have Betty Brant doing this digital news show in the high school, and she's a student there, and it's filled with all these technical errors, and it's so funny. And I had that at my high school when I went to high school 10 years ago. So, almost 10 years ago. So, that was really funny. I dug it. And it's just great. Everyone has wonderful chemistry with each other. No one comes off as unlikable. And it feels great. I would love to see a series like this. Tom Holland is great as Spider-Man. And also Peter Parker. He nails both parts well. Sort of this inexperienced kid. Going back to the beginning of Spider-Man when he's just trying to figure stuff out. Everyone else is great. I can't remember their names. Ned Leeds was. I would love to hang out with Ned. He seems cool. I would love to hang out with all. If I was in high school, I would love to hang out with all of these characters. They seem legitimately great people, great actors. It's just so dang likable, and the sequences are great, and yeah, Michael Keaton is really great. as sort of like the villain, sort of like trying to go about his business, trying to provide for his family. It ties into like the whole Avengers sort of like myth thing, like how he had a business like scavenging the Century alien parts after the big battle in New York, and how he's like developed technology in order to illegally obtain it so he can sell it or manufacture it. How he's built up a fortune just like helping his family and stuff like that. And it's great. The moment when we find out who Adrian Toomes' family is, it's someone that Peter knows. And it's a really tense situation. There's so many great little interpersonal things in this film. You're not just flying high in the sky with Spider-Man being tense. You're also in the same room with like a villain with Spider-Man being tense. It's great. I really dug it a lot, and it's I would recommend going to see it. I think my one issue is that the final climax of the film is the Vulture's trying to steal stuff from Iron Man, who's flying a plane from Avengers Tower to like Los Angeles, just emptying out the Avengers Tower. Vulture's trying to steal it en route just before it leaves New York, and Spider-Man tries to stop him. But here's my question, like, what is lost? What is lost if Spider-Man fails? I mean, Toomes' livelihood, Toomes' dignity, Toomes' humanity? Michael Keaton? I guess he is doing an illegal thing, but he's not like hurting people. I mean, Tony Stark, sure, but I don't know what the ramifications of this is if Peter fails. I don't understand. But it's a small thing, really. Speaking of the Vulture, I love this character. Really complex motivations, really complex philosophy. Really great redesign of the character, sort of like this flight jacket he has like these wings, and they're pretty fancy, and it's fun to see him fly around and do stuff, do like Matrix. So yeah, Robert Downey Jr. is likable, sort of like continuing his arc from Civil War. I think Civil War really made me like Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark, even though he's had like 3 movies for him to be developed, but I really dig him. Sort of like what I said in my Cap video almost a year ago. Everyone's really fantastic. I really dug it. And they're probably saving this for the sequels, but I think they could have developed Peter's story of deciding what being a superhero, being the Spider-Man, being the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man means in like this in this world of Avengers and stuff, and like helping out the guy, helping out just people around the neighborhood. Like, what does that mean to me? Like, what does this serve a purpose in this world? I think that could have been the rhetorical meat of the movie, but it didn't really seem to be all that caught up with that. So yeah. I mean, obviously, yes, a bulk of the plot is Peter wanting to impress Tony Stark, but it could have been developed more or focused on or discussed more. I don't know. But anyway, I really have very little problems with this. I like it. I dug it. It's very funny. It's fun. It's funny. It's creative. It's probably the best Spider-Man film since 2. So I would put it probably, if I were to rank the Spider-Man films, I would put this probably on the same level as the first Spider-Man. So that's a tie for like second best Spider-Man movie. So it is good. It does stack up. I do enjoy it. I plan to see the character more in film, and hopefully that does continue. And yeah, so Spider-Man, he's pretty dang cool. He can do whatever a spider can. Anywho, I think that's all I have to say. I think that's all that's been said at this point. So, with Spider-Man Homecoming being the film that it is, I think it's okay to have entertainment just be like something fun once in a while. It doesn't have to be Lord of the Rings or Atlas Shrugged or whatever. It can just be something just fun. It's popcorn. It's a good popcorn flick starring one of the most popular characters in fiction of the last century. That's okay. Like, not everything has to be this like big life-changing, perspective-looking, introspective event. And that's okay. That's okay every once in a while. It is. It's okay. It's okay to have some dumb fun once in a while. It really nails the New York Queens aesthetic, and I dug the heck out of it. If you haven't already, go see Spider-Man Homecoming. I don't think you'll be disappointed. If not, I don't know what to tell you. So, anywho, I'm Maximum Austin, and until next time, always remember to keep being confident and you enjoy your day. Bye!